right. Is this live? Can anyone hear me out there? Are we live? Because I believe this is on, correct? Can someone comment? Give me a second, because this is the first time I'm going live. Okay. I'm gonna have to just assume that that this is live. I can only see that one person is on at the moment. All right, everyone. This is a special episode of the Ray Infinity Show podcast. You can hear me? Noah, right there. You can hear it, correct? You can hear me, correct? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to assume this is live at the moment. Okay, it's good. Yeah, this is a special episode of the Ray Infinity Show podcast. Because this is the very first time that I'm going to be going live. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, but this is the very first time I'm going to go live. And originally, I've said in my previous episode, which I'm going to talk about that in a second, but it was going to be a collaboration with another YouTuber. This I'm going to try to be. It got canceled again. Like literally, we had to do a lot of rescheduling issues. So I don't like it, but it is what it is. Like I don't know if it'll happen in the future, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But oh yeah, okay. Hello, Susan. You're there too. Okay. How y'all doing out there? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And basically, in this entire, I'll get to the last night's episode, because as you can see from last night's episode, the entire episode lasted for 5 hours. Like me and Carlos Barantes, he is actually the founder of an animation studio, a little one called Prime Animations. We were literally just talking for 4 straight hours. 4 straight hours, and we didn't stop once. Not even once. And what originally I invited him on there just to talk about his Transformers Prime project, which he's apparently doing that. Yeah, and we talked about that for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. But right after that, it got into like politics, and I never even intended for it to do that. And when we talked about politics, it lasted for like 2 hours and 40 something minutes. Like it was crazy. Like, and I mean crazy. Yeah, I'm eventually going to have him back on again, and I told him he's welcome on anytime he wants, and I can't wait to have him back on. Which, yeah, that's going to be a pretty fun thing. Basically, this entire episode, going to watch all post videos after the show. Going to watch all past videos after the show. So blessed to have found you. All right, thank you, Susan. And yeah, and I'm doing fine too as well. You can see. Basically, this entire episode, it's the 20th episode of the Ray Infinity Show. This has been when I very first started this, I didn't even know what it was going to be. I started it just for fun, and I didn't even know what I was even doing. I had no idea. I just bought this mic, and I bought these headphones, and I just plugged it into my laptop and just started. Yeah, and I've gotten to 20 episodes now, and yeah, and I've never done a live before, but this is the first one. And I've actually had 3 guests on so far. And yeah, this one was supposed to, but I told you that earlier, that got canceled again. But yeah, this entire episode is basically going to be like an entire recap of the past 20 episodes. I mean, the past 19 episodes into now. Literally, I just want to talk about that. And like, if you have any questions about it, you can send it right in. And if you have any questions, just send it right in through the comments. And yeah, we'll talk about it. And if you have any comments about any other things, we can talk about that as well. Yeah, like if you have anything, just send it through. All right. And basically, like I've elaborated on this a little bit in my previous episodes about how I started the podcast. There's a lot of things that happened in order for me to get to that spot. Like one of the things that happened is obviously what happened in 2020, and you guys get and it was with the C19 thing. I can't say the word, but you know what I'm referring to when I say C19. And basically, like I actually started watching a lot of podcasts, and the very first podcast that I I might get to that, but in the very first when I started, the very first podcast that I watched was the Joe Rogan Experience. And and I actually loved it because originally when I very first found Joe, I watched some of his UFC stuff, and I'm a huge UFC fan. I didn't even know anything about his politic episodes, and when I started watching those, I actually liked them. I got introduced to a lot of these people like Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Jordan Peterson, Brett Weinstein, Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, and a few others. And I'm actually a big fan of all of those guys. Like because originally at that time I was actually a liberal, and I was on the left, and I wasn't a conservative back then. Yeah, and so and basically what happened was as 2020 progressed, and I started listening to Joe and a few other podcasters, I actually started to slowly change my opinion on things because I as being a liberal, and then I slowly went into I became a libertarian. I became a libertarian, and then after January 6th, I actually started looking at how the media was treating this, and I actually didn't like that. I thought it was being unfairly treated, and then I became a conservative. Like same thing with Trump. Like I was not a big fan of him before that, and then after I see how the media was treating him, and I actually did research, I actually became a fan of Trump, a big fan. And I know a lot of people don't like him, but sorry, I do. You can have your own opinion. I just disagree with that opinion. And then after January 6th, when I saw that all this censorship was going all over social media, cancel culture. After that happened, like I actually started looking at this like, you can't do this. Like, what happened to free speech? Because like, even though when I was a liberal, I believed in a lot of liberal things. One thing I always believed in, no matter what, was freedom of speech. I thought as if you say the stupidest thing in the world, you should be allowed to say that. Which I think everyone that's watching this agrees with that. No matter how stupid it was, you should be allowed to say it. End of story. I don't care. And then when I started seeing that, and then when people were being banned in 2020 from not just YouTube, but Twitter, Facebook, a few other social media sites. And then what happened, and then when that happened, and they were doing it just because they didn't like what they were saying. When that happened, I was angry about that. I always believed in free speech. Yeah, Susan, you're a huge Trump fan. Yeah, me too. Not many. I don't. I know most of my friends are Trump fans too. Yeah, everyone I've had on the show is either a Trump fan or at least respects Trump. Maybe they're not a fan, they at least respect him. Yeah, but back to the story. And when cancel culture was starting to come around, and I was getting angry about all this, I saw a lot of people getting banned. I thought I got to start talking about this. I know you weren't. I know you were not a Trump fan. I said my friends, not you know what I was referring to. My friends. Most people, my friends that I know are. Is what I'm trying to say. And back to what I was saying though, when I saw all this happening, I got lost there for a second. Oh yeah, and then I actually thought I wanted to start a podcast too, and I just looked up. I didn't really know what I was doing. All I did was I just bought the mic and I just bought the headphones, and then I started plugging it into the laptop, and then yeah. But here's the thing first. Obviously, the podcast has not always been video. The first 9 episodes of the podcast were audio and audio only. And the reason for that is I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know how to make put a video out there. I would like Trump as a House Speaker and DeSantis as president. No, Trump as a Speaker of the House wouldn't work that well. That just would not work at all. And Trump himself has said that no. Yeah. And DeSantis as president, that probably won't happen until 2028, which, yeah, who knows. But when I was saying was when I just bought all this stuff and it was just audio, like literally when I recorded the very first episode and literally when I didn't know what I was doing, like I just looked at some of my like Joe Rogan's podcast, like when the intro that he had in his podcast where he had that classic train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night all day. And when it started with the Joe Rogan Experience, check it out, or Joe Rogan podcast, check it out. Literally, all I did was what I did was, and this is actually true, I literally just recorded myself saying, Ray Infinity Podcast, check it out. The Ray Infinity Show. Work all day, Ray Infinity Podcast at night. Yeah. It was stupid. Like, I'm going to show you that because I want to revisit some of these moments because this is actually a pretty fun thing. Give me a moment. No, wait, wrong one. That's a wrong thing. 1 second. I'm going to take this a second. This will take me a second. I'm gonna go relook at this because it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, wait, no, is that one? Which one works better? Does that one work better or wait, no. Which one work there? That one works best. That one works the best. Right here. I love them there. All right, right here. YouTube. I'm gonna start rewatching some of these. I'm gonna show you like the very first episode. Okay, like right here. This is actually pretty funny. Like you guys will love this. Like here's the very first episode. Like you guys, I'm actually gonna I think I'm probably gonna laugh when I watch this because it's been a while since I've watched it, but it's pretty funny. Let's take a look right here. Right here. Let's take a look. This is actually pretty hilarious. Okay, I'm not going to play that theme song. Like, see, it's incredibly stupid. I didn't even know what I was doing when I did that. I had no idea what I was doing. It was pretty funny. And, like, yeah, DeSantis 2028. Me too. I hope that happens as well. But yeah, when I did that, when I just literally recorded myself saying, Ray Infinity Podcast tonight. Yeah. No, not stupid. We all get to learn. Yeah, not everyone's stupid. Everyone learns from here or there every now and then. But and yeah, like literally, it was incredibly stupid. Like I was just talking about I was literally talking about how some stuff I thought because I watched a lot of InfoWars and stuff like that, and some of Joe Rogan stuff, and I have many friends who are like you. Isn't it wonderful to meet each other? So glad to chat with you. Yep, and that actually is good. But yeah. When I was talking about, yeah, and I was just talking about some stuff like Bill Gates and stuff like that. I was literally just broadcasting a bunch of ideas. Then yeah, and then what happened was, all I did was I just took when I created the image, like I said beforehand, when I created the image, I took inspiration from Joe Rogan's podcast too. Like you saw the logo that he had. The logo that he has, where he has his face and he actually has the eye on top of his forehead. So what I did was I took the image like that. I also looked at the Illuminati thing and made the image as an insult to the Illuminati. So what I did was I just literally went into Google Drawings. I just created the image like a triangle, and I just blacked out the background and I turned the triangle blue, and I just took an eye. And I just put it right in the middle of the triangle. Literally, that's all I did. And it was made to be an insult to the Illuminati. That's what it was. Like it was literally just something simple. And yeah. And then I did that with the next 3 episodes too. Episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4. And episode 4 has gotten a lot of heat from some people. I'm not going to talk too much about that because literally all I did was I just said some stuff that was extremely controversial. And I'm not going to comment too much on it, but you get the idea. And the thing was, when I was creating these logos, what I did was I just took I made good that Ray has his podcast and brought people together. Yes, yep, yeah, that's good. But yeah, I took the same basic concept, and for the next episode, I literally just did this pretty much the exact same thing, except I made the triangle red instead, and I put lightning bolts on the side of the triangle to like make it look like thunder and lightning and stuff like that. And it was supposed to be like representing like this is pure evil and stuff like that. That's what the entire thing was meant to be. And then with episode 3, which is actually kind of all I did, I just created like a circle like thing in Google Drawings, and I just put the triangle in the middle, and that's all I did. Then the fourth one was probably the quickest one I did. I just made a longer triangle and just made it like oranges, or is it orange or yellowish, something like that. And I just put the eye in the middle, and yeah. And it's Ray Studios. You are amazing. This show is as good as some I watch who have been doing this for years. Fascinating hearing how you started. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Yeah, because literally I just do this in my spare bedroom. Right? Yeah. And I actually love doing it. And it's something I love doing. Okay, I already said that, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, and I didn't. And with the next few episodes after that, I didn't take like images. What I did was I didn't create the images. I just took images, previous ones, and just made them and just put them as the title cover. Like I'll show you right here, right here, right studio, like right here. I'm gonna show you this right here. Here's a few of them. I found this image because someone made a parody video of Bill Gates, and basically like Bill Gates when he said a lot of things that a lot of people believe that Bill Gates himself actually believes. And yeah, and it was actually pretty funny. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play that here, but I'm if you guys want to hear it again as a joke, you can let me know. And yeah, it was about Bohemian Grove and Skull and Bones, which Bohemian Grove, as a lot of people should know, is that it's one of the elites. Bohemian Grove and Skull and Bones is one of the elites, like hiding grounds, like their base like things. It's not their main one, but it's one of them, like because they have a lot of them. And basically, I talked about how Bohemian Grove is where all the elites, like top-ranking generals, former presidents, current politicians, bankers, billionaires, they all go to both these places, and they do like occult rituals. And what occult, and like they literally sacrifice, they make like an effigy. What it is it's actually hay, but it's of a child. They burn it in front of a statue of Moloch the owl god, which in mythology it's actually a bull, I believe, but they have it as an owl, which I don't know why, but still it is. And Skull and it's Bohemian Grove, I believe, is actually like a small chapter, another chapter of Skull and Bones, I believe it is. Yeah, like even like a lot of people go to both of them, which both like what happens at these clubs and at these places is like a lot of the elites go there and they basically have group sex, especially at Skull and Bones. Like they like literally like it's part of the ritual. Like they do these and they do it as a group. And they like bathe in feces and oil and stuff like that, and they just bang each other, which I don't understand why, but do what you want. Like, and like these aren't just, if it was like people, like homeless people in the woods, it would be odd. But the fact that it's like these big politicians and stuff like that, it's at least curious. It clearly is curious, and yeah, it's a little creepy too. Yeah. And then episode 6, like it was about cancel culture, and the opening of when after the original intro, all the I played Tom McDonald's song "Cancel Culture." What was it? Cancel culture? Yeah, it was cancel culture. Yeah, it was. And basically, like I talked about how cancel culture is being unfair to people. Certain people aren't being treated well, and then yeah. Like a lot of things happen. I talked about a lot of things, but I'm not going to get too much into that because I want to talk about all the other episodes as well. Yeah. And then I got into episode 7, which I did something a little different. You can clearly see it's episode 7. What is cheating and why? What is cheating and why do people cheat? The reason I did that episode and episode 8, as you can tell, like, yeah, you can clearly see right there. The reason I did that because at that time there wasn't a whole lot of news at the moment, so I didn't really have much to cover. And plus, at the time I didn't like do an episode every day. I took a lot of weeks and sometimes even like a month or so a break in between episodes. And basically, I explained like how, in my view, what cheating is and why do some people cheat, what causes it, like what are the outcomes and stuff like that, and pretty much the essentials of what happens in a relationship as well. Then episode 8, Episode 8. That one has made so many people laugh. From people that I know, they have laughed so hard from when they see this. And a lot of times they get grossed out. As you can tell, yeah, I'm not going to say it in this episode, the name on this live stream, but you can clearly see. And basically, what it was, I still didn't have much news to cover at that time. So basically, like, I have a buddy of mine. He basically back in the day he used to like bang girls, a lot of them. He banged a whole lot, and basically like, and he banged when you bang a lot of women, you're bound to have a few bad apples in them. And he told me about four nasty stories. Yeah, a lot of nasty stories of what happened to him and some of these girls. Like, oh my god, I'm like, I'm not going to comment on those in this episode. I'm just not going to. Yeah, because like I don't want this live stream to get pulled or not. Yeah, not. I'm checking something here. Hold on a moment. I'm checking something. I believe something's going on right now. I want to see if this live stream is on right here on YouTube. See if I can look at it on YouTube. Okay, yeah, I can look at it clearly. There's nothing wrong right here. Okay, we're doing well. Okay, and basically like what happened, and he told me a lot of these stories that happened to him, and yeah, I'm not going to get into those stories. Then I moved into episode 9. It's called Woke Masters of the Universe, and basically like I'm a huge He-Man fan. I grew up watching He-Man. I love the show. Yeah, the original series is awesome. I love it. Then when I say Woke Masters of the Universe, I'm gonna be elaborate just a little on this. Is that the new show on Netflix run by Kevin Smith, as you can see right there? He made the show, the series that takes place after the original series called it's not called He-Man, but it's called Masters of the Universe Revelations. And basically, what that was about is basically supposed to be about take place a few years after the original series ended and picks up right then. Well, we saw how woke the show was. Like they killed He-Man in the very first episode. They killed him, which I hated that. And they had Teela become the central focus of the character of the show I meant. And it was awful. It was truly awful. Like I couldn't even get through the first half. I could not. And I have not even watched the second half, even though I saw the trailer for it. It didn't look too interesting to me. And plus a lot of things I've heard, like He-Man, even though he was brought back to life, he wasn't even involved in the final battle. So yeah. And Teela, she got the sword, and yeah. And also the opening scene, like the opening couple moments of the episode. Basically, what happened, I repeated the famous lines that He-Man says, "I have the power," and then I said, "No, you don't." And I remember fondly doing that part. It was so fun doing that. And it was funny too. Like I really, really enjoyed that. But you get the idea. And I was incredibly disappointed by the show. Like I'm if they do another season, I'm not watching it. I just was let down a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna see if you guys made any comments about that. Let's see. Yeah, that one was so gross. That I never saw it. That is so gross. That one was so nasty. Good night, Ray. Sorry I can't stay a while time. I look forward to your next show. Night, see. Yeah. You guys gotta watch those episodes. Like those ones are fun. Like I'm just checking out the comments right here. So yeah. Okay, let me get back to this. Okay, then we get to episode 10. Well, what happened was I took a 6-month break in between this one. I regretted doing it a whole lot. I wish I had not done it because I lost a whole bunch of momentum from my podcast. It lost so much momentum. I was incredibly disappointed that I did that. I wish if I could do it again, I would not have done that. Looking back on it, it was a huge mistake. And like there were a lot of things going on in between that moment. I won't comment on that, but there were things that were going on, and yeah, I just didn't do the podcast for that long. Then I brought the podcast back after 6 months. It was like a few weeks before, it would have been the year anniversary of the very first episode. And what I did was, it's actually video. The very first episode has been that was a video. And literally all I did was I found this small app that was on my laptop, and I found out, oh, I can just record the screen like that. And I can just put this bubble where the camera that shows me, and I can do whatever and I can show everything like that, like how a normal YouTube channel does it. So yeah, I did that. And I did it for that episode, and I did it for like, let me see, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. I did that. And yeah, that's how I did it. And the main reason I brought it back at that moment was because of just around that time, Russia was invading Ukraine. And I talked about how this is all being part of the Great Reset, because they're trying to make sure Russia can rebuild the Soviet Union to usher in the New World Order. And so I got a lot deep into that. I'm not going to comment too much on it, but you get the idea. And then episode 11, it was called "It's the Threat of China," and it was a pretty goofy episode because I wore this Gorn 9000 mask, which the Gorn, if you didn't know, is something from Star Trek, and I have the mask right here so you guys can see it. I'm not going to put it on because, like, yeah, I don't want to make this episode a little too goofy, but you get the idea. And because like I bought the mask because I saw a video of Alex Jones, and which a lot of the media hates him. They criticize him a lot, which he does not deserve. Well, he deserves some of it, but that's because of the Sandy Hook stuff that happened. I'm not going to comment on that, but like he apologized for that. You guys can look up what that was if you hadn't seen that. So, because I don't want to risk getting my channel in trouble for that. But yeah, and he did a video with the mask on. He went into a department store with the mask on, and he said it was the most advanced anti-C-19 mask on the market, the Gorn 9000. And yeah, and he just went around with the cart, acting like a regular shopper, shopping, and he even made a joke with a cashier saying, "May I lay my egg here?" Like, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can actually find that video actually, because that's actually pretty funny. Let me see right here. I'm gonna see if it might be buried a little too deep, but I want to play that because you're gonna laugh at that. Well, I'm not sure if I will get in trouble for that because it's Alex Jones's episode, but I'll show you. I'll show you so you'll look at it later. Where is it? It should be. Oh, this was months ago. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Trying to find it. No, wow. I forgot how much I've even posted on Twitter. There's a whole lot of stuff that I posted. I retweeted, yeah. I love dogs, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that photo of Zelensky, I regret tweeting that because I can't stand him now because of all the stuff that's been going on. And so, yeah, trying to see if I can find that episode. Right here. Here it is. Here it is, right here. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but here's the idea right here. Just watch it. He's just walking around the store. He's like a regular shopper. Look. This was so funny. This was hilarious. Like, I laugh when I see this. Like, I love Alex Jones. Oh my god! Look! Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys get the idea. He was being hilarious right there. Like that was incredibly. I'm a huge Alex. I love what's important. What is important is you came back. I love Star Trek so much; it's coming true ahead of their time. Gorn. I'm a huge Alex Jones fan. Like he actually did that in a department store. I can't believe he did that, but yeah. But literally, I bought the mask. It cost a lot. It cost about $80, and I bought $80. $80 it cost, and I bought it. And it was I did it as a joke, and I'm gonna replay that part right here. You're gonna laugh right here. I just want to show you that part too. Yeah. This is actually looking back on this. I probably should have did it a little differently, but it is what it is. Like let's just watch this right here. I I was literally just ranting right there. I just said a bunch of random stuff. Like I was just being I didn't have any notes. I was just saying stuff that just came in my head. I just said it. And like I stumbled right there, which I probably should have when I stumbled that, I probably should have just stopped and like re-recorded that part again. Just did it. But I didn't. It's there. So it is what it is. Like I was literally but yeah, I in that episode what I was talking about was how China was how they are actually slowly becoming the world's dominant superpower to overtaking the United States. And basically like how they're using Hollywood, they're using like the government, like they own the Democrat Party really, and they're doing whatever they want, and like how Hollywood they change things to please China, basically like so that their movies can play in China and make more money off that. And yeah, like there's a lot of examples that you can go look in when you watch that episode if you haven't seen it. But yeah, you can go take a look when you want to. Yeah, and then after that, I got into probably an episode I loved, which was like about aliens and UFOs. Which my views on aliens are like, and UFOs are like this. I believe there is life out there outside of the Earth. And do I believe aliens, UFOs have come to Earth? I think it's possible it has. It's possible. And the way I said it was like, I believe aliens and UFOs are real, but that most people were full of crap when they're talking about it. Like when they say they have UFO sightings or they were abducted by aliens. Like, honestly, you know that is a whole bunch of crap. You know that. And they know that. They were doing it just for a lot of people. Most people do it for just attention. Like, because they have nothing better to do with their lives. And they just want to get fame. And yeah, they can do what they want, but like, I don't think most people should believe them. But yeah. And then we get into like another episode. The next episode it was about the JFK assassination. And basically what that was about was I explained how the official story of JFK when he was assassinated wasn't real. It was false. It was bull crap. And basically like I said was like Lee Harvey Oswald, he may have been there and he may have fired, but he was not the only shooter. And the single bullet theory proves that because the single bullet theory is full of crap. It's not real. Because there's so much shady stuff going around with that. Because of that, the bullet was barely even dented. Like there was no fragments missing. There was nothing practically going on with it. And they said that was the bullet that hit him in the neck, flipped in the air, hit Connolly in his shoulder, then came out, flipped in the air again, and landed in his wrist and broke it. And it somehow landed in his gurney and was not even fragmented. So yeah, that was crap. Yeah. And then I get to an episode that I love dearly. It's probably one of the closest to my heart. It may not be my favorite episode, but it's the one closest to my heart. Is the one about abortion, how abortion is a disgrace. Episode 14. And I go into a lot of details about abortion that a lot of people may not know. Like, for instance, a lot of people didn't know the history of how Roe v. Wade was started, where like it was never even about abortion. It was only just so doctors could practice. That's all it was. It was never intended for women's rights. It was only intended just so doctors could perform. And I said I explained how Ruth Bader Ginsburg even said that, and she didn't like Roe v. Wade, even though she believed in abortion. I disagree with her on that, but she said she didn't agree with Roe v. Wade because it was founded in the broad right to privacy, which makes no sense whatsoever. Because if you look at the Constitution, it doesn't say anything about privacy or abortion, which, yeah, who knows? Yeah. And then I'm going to see Susan right. Wait. Oh, wait. That was a mistake right there. Give me one moment. We're trying to get right here to this. I would get to episode 15. I want to see what your comments about this are. Right here. Love the hat. Yeah, thanks for that. Ray Studios, what is your Twitter handle? I'll send you the link in a second. Give me one moment. I'll send it right here I'll send it right here. Give me a moment. Right here. Wait. Give me a moment. That messed up. Right here. You can follow me right here on Twitter. Did you get that? Let me know if you got that. So, yeah. I'm from New Mexico. What do you think about Roswell incident? I might get into that later on. Like, yeah, I might. Okay, Twitter and CIA. Anyone? Like, yeah. A lot of people said that JFK's assassination had something to do with the CIA. Which, okay, yeah, good, you got it. I don't believe it had that much, if anything, to do with the CIA. And the reason is because like It's because even though JFK wanted to get rid of the CIA, I don't believe that was they were the ones behind it. I believe it goes all the way up the food chain. And the ones that you should be looking at are, look at the logo for my podcast, the Illuminati. They were the ones behind it because he was a threat to them. And they took him out because of that, which, yeah. Oh, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe right now if you can. Like, because I'm trying to build my brand and build the audience, and like, yeah, you get the idea. Okay, let's get back to this. I want to get back to this episode right here. Like, one moment. Okay, and obviously Noah and Susan, I did, if you see right here, I did an episode with Adam. Like he was actually my very first guest on the podcast. And you can go take a look at it when you can. But yeah, he was my very first guest I had on the podcast because I asked him if he could come on, and yeah, and the episode was pretty fun. Like, me and him, we talked a lot of stuff. Like, we talked a lot about where we see the world going in the future, all about cops and police brutality and stuff like that. We explained how we both felt on that, and you get the idea. We agreed mostly on everything we said, but yeah, we had some disagreements. But yeah, and yeah, okay, yeah, and Adam, actually, I was glad that he came on. Like, not only was he my very first guest, he's actually said he would come on again eventually in the future, which I hope that happens. Like, I'm hoping that actually happens with episode 50, because like, I want to actually do like these episodes like a celebration, really, like these live streams. Like, I'm not sure, like, I'll get to a point where every episode is like live stream. That probably most likely will not happen. But I want to do like big episodes, like episode 20 or episode 25, episode 50, episode 100. Like, do those live. Maybe do that. Or if I can't, maybe like once in a while, like, do a live stream. Like, who knows? Like, if you guys like this, I might keep doing this more often. Like, but who knows? Yeah. Adam was a great guest, though. Like, and he even said that he hopes that I can come on their show once in a while. Like, I believe they're still live their show is still live at the moment, but I don't know yet. If you can tell me if they're live or not, like, I would like to know, because I was watching them right before that. Could be. All I know is it wasn't a single shooter. Yep. We'll definitely watch the episode with Adam. Yeah, that was good. You'll love that. Yeah. Okay. Let me get right to this. Yeah. And then yeah. Oh, before I get into this moon landing episode, like, when I came back for like the 6 month break, when I started doing the episodes, because beforehand when I post the episodes, I did them on random days. I just posted them at random times, didn't care when. And I did some more research and I found out from Tim Pool like it's best to like post videos on like Mondays or Tuesdays because like I found out from him that Apple does all their releases on Tuesdays because like most people are on the internet paying attention. Like Mondays and Tuesdays are the best times to post things. Like especially Tuesdays. Like Mondays, people are starting to getting ready. They had their breaks now. They're starting to get back to work. And then Tuesdays, they're fully paying attention. Then Wednesday, they're paying attention, just not as much. Then Thursday, they're slowing down a lot. You might get not get much. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you don't get much attention at all. That's why it's probably not best to post videos on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. And so, yeah, I found that out. And so I started like for episode 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, I posted one episode a week. So I posted them on Monday. And then it got around to like 7 days ago, episode 15. Well, not 15, 16 is about the moon landing being fake, which like everyone knows that there's a lot of people out there that believes the moon landing was fake. And I'm actually one of them. Like beforehand, I was not like a denier of the moon landing. I grew up loving the moon landing. Because like I remember there were a lot of times when I was a kid where like me and my father, we watched Apollo 13, which was that big movie with Tom Cruise, with Tom Hanks, my mistake, about how they were heading toward the moon, but they had to turn back because like the ship, there's something going on with their ship. And so yeah. But I did a lot of research and I found, and I don't believe the moon landing was real. There's no way it was real because there's so much stuff. There's a lot of stuff surrounding the moon landing because like, obviously, look, I'll say some of it. You can watch the video to find out most of it. But basically, what it was like what it was like. A lot of the footage. It looks like there's a lot of footage of them being yanked up by wires, and it looks like they're on trampolines. Because the footage looks fake as hell, and like yeah, also the flag waving, obviously, and yeah. Also, another big reason was that all of them we haven't been back since. We've only went since 1969 and 1972, and all of them were curiously under the Nixon administration. And Nixon, he is by far the most deceptive president in history, and that's not even up for debate. And you get the idea. So I don't trust Nixon whatsoever. I know a lot of Republicans have a warm spot for Nixon. I don't have too much. Like maybe you guys do who watch this. I don't, but if you do, great. I just don't. And there's a lot more. You can watch that you can look at that in the video. And then episode 17, which I posted it the day after, and then episode 18, I posted the day after that one. And basically what it was, did that because like I just wanted to do more of the podcast. Like I just wanted to start putting it out there more often. Like I was having a lot of fun time doing it. I just wanted to do it more. Plus I had a lot of free time and I didn't have much to do. So I just decided to do three straight episodes in a week. And 17, I did a collab with another YouTuber. His name is Osiris. And I'll send it in the chat right here so you can look. Oh, couldn't find your channel when I went to see if Adam was still on. I subscribe now, so that won't happen again. Since categorization anxiety was starting to take effect. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good that you're watching now. Thank you for watching. But yeah, his name is Osiris. He has his own YouTube channel, which you guys should check out. The link to it is in the description below of that one. And basically, like Osiris, he's not a right wing or left wing. He considers himself to be stuck in the middle, and therefore he had his channel. He named it Stuck in the Middle, and because like he had a lot of these things going on. He agreed with a lot of stuff on the left. He agreed with a lot of stuff on the right. Well, right, left. My mistake. I know you from your perspective. From your perspective, I'm going left, right. But this is actually right. This is actually left for me. Okay. But yeah, you get the idea. And we talked a lot of stuff. We agreed on mostly everything. We got into a lot of stuff that he's not willing to talk about on his podcast because I don't think he wants all that controversial to go there. which I understand that. But yeah, like me, I'm a conservative. He doesn't even consider himself a libertarian. He considers, I don't remember exactly what he considers himself. I don't think he considers himself a moderate exactly, but there's something in between there. I forgot exactly what it's called. I'll have to ask him next. I'll have to ask him next time I talk to him. But yeah, and we talked a lot about Bill Gates and like the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, and the future of the world, like what's going to happen, and stuff like that. Like, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Like, we got into a lot of stuff like that. You can go watch the video. And then episode 18, which I did about, obviously you guys know Elon Musk. He recently bought 9.2% of Twitter stock. And you guys know where we are right now, I didn't, at the time, this part didn't happen because it happened, I believe, literally the day or two after I posted the video. But what I talked about was how Elon, what he's trying to do is he's an outsider. He's not part of the elites, but he used to be one of them. Is that he left the elites and he's like trying to work within a set of parameters so that he can like reset free speech, just like Trump. Like he used to be an elite. Everyone should know that. But now he's an outsider. He left them and he started calling out their BS, just like Elon is now. Even though Elon, he doesn't go as far as Trump in a lot of ways. Like Elon, obviously, he said he thinks free speech is an important thing to a society. You need it to have a functioning government and stuff like that. And yeah, I went into a lot of it, like basically like the elites, they don't want him to own it, and like Elon, like how he rejected being part of the board at Twitter just so he can buy more of it, which I hope Elon buys the rest of Twitter. I hope so we can have Trump back on the podcast. And well, not on the podcast. I hope he would come on in the future, but that'll never happen. But I meant so we can have Trump back on Twitter. I miss Trump on Twitter. I don't have Truth Social yet because I use an Android and it's not available on Android yet, which it's a bummer, but it is what it is. Like it's supposed to come out on Android soon, but there's no specific time date. When it does, I'm gonna get on Truth Social immediately because yeah, I'm going to eventually, but yeah, just have to wait. Then we got to last night's episode, which that one was probably my favorite episode we've ever done. Episode 19. I did it with a guy. His name's called Carlos Barantes, and you can watch that. Like the thing is, before I get into that, the episode it's 5 hours long. Like we talked for 5 straight hours. Like I have no idea how we did that because it started out talking about something else about his professional project, and then all of a sudden we were talking politics. And originally I was not even going to talk politics with him at all. And the reason is I didn't even know he was a Trump supporter or not. And I found out he was, and he's actually a really cool guy. You got to check. He doesn't do political episodes. He just does videos about his project and stuff like that, which I thought is really cool. And the episode is 5 hours long. Like I've watched. I have not finished the episode. I've not finished watching the episode. Like all I did was I just took the episode and I just uploaded it. That's all I did. And yeah, he's going to upload part of the episode. He's not going to upload the political part of the episode. He's just going to upload the stuff where we talk about his project. He's just going to upload that to his channel because that's what he liked to talk about. And yeah, and that was like, yeah, I still have no idea how that was even happened. Like, I don't think I'll ever do another 5 hour episode. I'm not sure that I'll ever break that. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to aim for it. I just love the conversation. Like, there were times where I was looking at the clock secretly, like had turned my eyes to the timer, like, holy crap! Like this is like an hour. Well, I usually because I've only done it before that. My longest episode was an hour and 26 minutes, but it was an hour, then it was 2 hours, then it was 3, then it was 4, and holy crap, now it's 5. And the only reason he had to go was because he had to get up to go do stuff in the morning because he has personal stuff to do. and it was because it was extremely late. And when that happened, and if it wasn't for that, we probably would have still talked. And who knows? It could have got to 6 hours. Who knows? Like, that was a pretty fun episode. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have him back on again. Like, he's even talked about bringing some other people on with him to talk about politics and stuff like that, which that'll be pretty fun. Like, yeah. And also, I'm still kind of recovering from the episode. I'm just still a little weak from last night from doing it. It was almost 24 hours ago. Like, about one something is when we ended it, which I don't know how long I believe that's how long it took. But yeah, I'm still recovered from it. Like, I haven't been feeling the best today. Like, the only reason I'm doing an episode right now because I want to do I can't do an episode tomorrow. Well, technically today. Well, today is the episode's today, but I'm only doing this right now because I don't feel the best at the moment because I have a massive headache right now. I just want to do this because I want to celebrate the 20th episode of the podcast, and I just want because I don't know when I'm going to do the next episode because I just wanted to do this episode right here. So I'm just doing it live right now just to get it out there. So yeah, we can comment on that. Let me see some of the comments right here that you've written. That is our first. I wonder if Trump got a friend that's wait. Let me see. Got a friend that has contacts through SpaceX. Shows me pics and live feeds when he's on base. That's pretty cool, man. You gotta send me some of those. Like, yeah. Check your blood sugar and BP. Like, yeah, I might. Who knows? I wonder if Trump will go on Twitter. I have an Android also not on Truth Social yet. Yeah, me neither. I hope so eventually. Awesome, Noah. That's our first interplanetary transport. Like, yeah, I believe space is real, but I don't believe the moon landing is real. I believe the moon landing is fake. Yes, it is. Do you believe the moon landing is real or is it fake, Susan? I can't tell what you were talking about there. I believe it was. Or, yeah. And 5 hours. Oh, yeah, you have no idea. Like really, it didn't feel what I'm like. It was hot. It was just a natural conversation. Like, it was long. Like, it lasted a whole long time. And for like, there was no reason to stop because like whenever we were talking, like we had something else to talk about immediately after that, which was pretty cool to be honest. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you have something to talk about, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But yeah. And then we get to the current episode, which is live, I love doing this. Like, I want to do live shows in the future, like multiple of them. Like, this is actually a pretty fun thing to talk about. And so, yeah, like as you guys get the idea, like this podcast, I was talking about interplanetary transport. I think moon. Yeah, can you explain, Susan? Can you explain to me why you think the moon landing was real? Because I wanted it to be real so much. Because as a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut and land on the moon. And then I did a whole bunch of research, and then no, it's not real. It's not real. Like, especially with all the speeches that were given out, like by Neil Armstrong, like in the press conference was crazy. Like afterwards, like, yeah. Can you explain? Yeah, let's have a talk. Can you explain to me why you think the moon landing was real? Yeah, I want to hear that because like because since I've become a moon landing denier, no one's actually convinced me to change otherwise. Yeah. And like and like I'm pretty sure I'm curious if you know this, like NASA does not have the original footage of the moon landing anymore. They do not have the footage. NASA, they actually recorded over the original footage of the freaking moon landing. The original footage. And they recorded over it. Like, and they said, oh, the reason why is because we have a shortage of magnetic tape. How much of a shortage of magnetic tape do you have to record over the freaking footage of the moon landing? The greatest thing that mankind has ever done. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And they don't have the original footage. They also don't have the original the telemetry data either, which was the binary ones and zeros of every step of the way of the moon module, every step of the way of the trip. Which no, it's not. I'm much older than you and lived through it. NASA taped over original footage. This was done with all their tapes. Yeah, there's episodes of Seinfeld that are being guarded in a vault somewhere in L.A. So you're not going to convince me otherwise of that part. Like it's clearly fake. And yeah, like even though Alex Jones himself, he says he believes it was real, but he it's personal with him. I think he's putting his own personal beliefs ahead of him. And the reason why, because he said his grandfather knew Wernher von Braun. And because Wernher von Braun, who was the head of NASA, it's a fact, he was a Nazi. That is 100% fact. He literally hung. Good night, people. Got to work tomorrow. I'll keep an eye out for your live podcast. All right. Thank you, Noah. You have a nice night, man. Yeah. I'm going to try to get this episode to go like for another couple more minutes, and I want to hit an hour right here. Yeah, maybe you could stick on for another 4 or 5 minutes, so we can get on right, so we can get this to an hour. Enjoy this, but yeah, as I was saying though, like I don't believe the moon landing was real or yet. Yeah, okay, but I'll get into the title right here of the podcast of this episode right here. What the future holds. Ray stories. We will have to agree to disagree. I think in the future it will be proven. I don't think that'll ever happen. And like, there's so much stuff connected to the moon landing that is fake. There's so much that isn't real. I'll explain that. I can explain that later on, but I'm not going to explain that right now. You can watch the entire video if you want when you can, so you can see I go through a lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff. But yeah, the title of the video is What Does the Future Hold? And basically, like, from what I'm going to continue doing on now with the podcast, I'm going to try to put more time, more energy, and effort into doing it. Like it's going to, like, eventually there's a time where I want to do this podcast where I do it full time. I'll watch your video for sure. Yeah, thanks, Susan. Yeah, I want to get to a time where I do the podcast full time, where I can get sponsors and like make money off it. Because like I never intended to make money off this podcast before. But now that I'm doing it more and more and I'm enjoying it, I want to do it all the time now. Like I do 2 or 3 episodes a week now. And I might even do 4 once in a while. But yeah, I probably won't do that this week because I don't feel the best this week right now. But yeah, who knows? It may happen next week or the week after that. I may do another couple episodes, more than 4 episodes a week. Who knows? But yeah, like I'm gonna do live streams with this podcast more often now. I'm gonna do a whole lot more of them. But for right now, I'm gonna stick them to like special occasions. Like I'm gonna only do it like the next live stream will most likely be episode 25, celebrating 25 episodes of the podcast. I probably won't go into as much stuff as I did here. Yeah, I don't think I will because I did that with this episode already. So yeah, it'll probably just be a regular episode and it'll just be a live stream. That's probably what'll happen. Yeah, I'll watch it. Oh yeah, I already read that already. But I'm still going to do a lot of episodes. I'm just going to pre-record them and just upload them to YouTube and all of the other platforms. I'm going to continue doing that with all the other episodes as well. Yeah, and except like episode 25, I'm positive that one will be live. Then the next live, I know for a fact that'll be episode 50, which I'm trying to get Adam and Tara to come on to do that one, which that'll be pretty cool. And I might do a few episodes live in between. You can make money, but it's important to be consistent and on same day. Yeah, I know that you have to be consistent. If you're not being consistent, there's no reason to even do the podcast. Like if I wasn't being consistent right here, I wouldn't be even attempting to make money off it. But I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm just trying to. This is more of just a hobby. Like that's the reason I started it, was just to do something in my spare time, and I just wanted to get all my ideas out. But yeah. But yeah, I might do. But in between episode 25 and episode 50, I'll probably do some live streams. I don't know what episodes those will be. because like there's not a whole lot going on. But I should take that back. Like there's not a whole lot of big immediate stuff to comment on. Like the this right, like the Elon Musk thing. I probably should have done a live stream with that stuff because it was happening at that moment. Or the Chris Rock or when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I probably should have done it right then because I would have gotten a whole lot of traffic then. But I didn't. So yeah, I'm much like it's when something like that happens, like there's a big event like that, I might do a live stream then, so I can capitalize on it because like I want to build the podcast, build it into something bigger than it is, and yeah, I'm not saying Joe Rogan level because that'll probably never happen, but yeah, I just want it to become like where I can build it up to be enough where it's sustainable, where I can do it full time and just produce content every day. Maybe not an episode of the podcast, but like do some fun things in it, like do a lot of interviews on this, or maybe just do like a fun chill out on this, like interacting with the audience, stuff like that. Maybe just do that. All right, this episode has gotten to an hour already, and basically, like we've gotten into all the stuff that I want to talk about. When I do episodes in the future, like I'll read more. I know when favorite podcasts come on, so if notification does not work, I'll look for it. YouTube is shadow banning conservative podcasts. Yeah, my channel is shadow banned too. My podcast is shadow banned on there. The only places it's not shadow banned on is Rumble. Well, no, I don't get many views on Rumble because there's not that many people that go on there. But I actually get more views on BitChute than I do on YouTube. And that's shocking. I get a whole lot more views on BitChute, which I love using BitChute. And this episode is actually live on not just on YouTube, but it's also live on the Facebook page for the podcast. And also, it's also can you hear me? Okay, there. Sorry about that. I actually hit the mic. So, yeah, that happened. I'm sorry that happened. But yeah, it's also live on Twitch too, which I don't even care much for Twitch, but I just still have the episode live there. Get some rest. You are great. Yes, I will. Thank you, Susan. You can come on and thank you for subscribing to the channel and watching it. Yeah, and yeah, if Adam and Tara are still live right now, I'll probably go watch them and finish their episode. But yeah, and what was I about to say? Yeah, I might do. I know what I was going to say. I might do some interactive, like I might do some more episodes where I'm more interactive with you guys too. More live streams where I'm more interactive, where I'll take like full on Q&A episodes where we're just going to hang out, chill out, and I'll just answer the audience's questions. So yeah. All right, guys. Everyone who's watching this, please, wherever you are, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Spotify, Rumble, BitChute. It's over. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Their show is over. But yeah. Also follow me on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast and RSS Podcast too. Oh, all right. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. They're over. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. This is Ray from the Ray Infinity Show podcast. Catch you next time. Peace. Okay, I see what the problem was. Okay. I see what the problem was. Okay. That was my mistake right there. That's incredibly stupid of me. Yep, night, Susan. You have a nice night. And everyone else who's watching the podcast, have a nice night. Catch you later. Peace!